Last Tuesday, a mechanic in Wolverhampton filmed himself standing next to a 2025 SUV with its bonnet up. He did not say the brand. He pointed at the engine bay and said 3 words: "You cannot fix this." That video has been viewed over 11 million times. The comments section is a war zone. Half the people are calling him a liar. The other half, mostly mechanics, say he is actually underselling how bad it is. Something is happening to the cars being sold in Britain right now that most buyers will not discover until the warranty runs out. And by then, the bill sitting on the counter will make them feel physically sick. There is a pattern forming across independent garages from Glasgow to Cornwall. Mechanics who have been working on cars for 20 and 30 years are saying the same thing, almost word for word. The cars coming through the doors now are unrepairable, the way cars used to be. This is not because mechanics lack skill. The cars are designed so that independent repair is either impossible, economically insane, or both. And this did not happen by accident. According to automotive engineers who have spoken to trade publications, the shift began around 2018. That is when several major manufacturers started implementing what the industry calls integrated architecture. Instead of building a car with separate mechanical systems that can be individually accessed and repaired, the engine, transmission, sensors, and electronic control units are now layered together in a way that requires manufacturer-specific diagnostic tools just to identify the fault. A mechanic in Nottingham described it like this. 10 years ago, a check engine light meant he could plug in a generic reader, get a fault code, and trace the problem to a specific component. Now, the same light on a 2025 model throws a cascade of linked codes across 3 or 4 systems, and without the manufacturer's proprietary software, he cannot even tell which one triggered first. He has to send the car to the dealer. The dealer charges a diagnostic fee before they even touch a spanner. But here is where the real problem starts. Parts pairing. This is the term making mechanics across Britain genuinely angry. Most car owners have never heard of it. Parts pairing means certain components in a new car are digitally married to the vehicle's central computer at the factory. If that component fails, and you replace it with an identical part, even a genuine manufacturer part, the car will reject it unless the new component is authenticated through the manufacturer's software. The replacement part can be physically correct and functionally correct, but digitally locked out. According to reports from the independent garage sector, this now applies to wing mirrors, headlights, batteries, windscreens, and in some models, brake sensors. A windscreen replacement on certain 2025 models requires a software recalibration that only the dealer network can perform. The glass itself might cost £200. The recalibration can add another £300 to £500 on top. This is not a safety measure. Mechanics consistently point out that the previous generation of the same car used the same type of windscreen, the same camera system, the same sensor layout, and required no recalibration at all. The only thing that changed is the software. The manufacturer added a digital lock that did not exist before, not because the car needed it, but because the business model needed it. And it gets worse. The 2025 and 2026 model years are the first where several manufacturers have moved to fully sealed battery units in their mild hybrid systems. These are not full electric cars. These are normal petrol and diesel vehicles with a small battery pack that assists the engine. According to servicing data, when that battery degrades, and it will, the replacement cost is between £2,000 and £4,000, on a car that might only be worth £8,000 at that point. Mechanics report that in older mild hybrid systems, individual cells within the battery could be tested and replaced. The new sealed units are designed as a single module. One failed cell means replacing the entire pack. Because the battery management system is paired to the car's computer, replacement and reprogramming must be done through the dealer network. The pattern is always the same. Remove the ability to repair individual components. Seal them into modules. Digitally lock the modules to the vehicle. Force every repair through the dealer. And price the repair at a level where, once the car is past a certain age, the owner concludes it is cheaper to scrap it and buy new. That is not engineering. That is a sales funnel disguised as a car. But the thing that worries mechanics most is not batteries or windscreens. It is the over-the-air updates. 2025 and 2026 models from multiple manufacturers now receive software updates wirelessly, the same way your phone does. On the surface, this sounds convenient. Bug fixes, improved efficiency, new features. But what it means in practice is that the manufacturer retains control of your car's software indefinitely after you have paid for it. According to automotive cybersecurity researchers, there is currently no legal requirement in the UK for a manufacturer to disclose exactly what an over-the-air update changes. They can alter throttle maps, adjust battery charging cycles, modify regenerative braking behavior, and change how the car communicates with diagnostic tools. And you will not receive a detailed changelog. You will receive a notification that says something like, "System update complete, performance optimized." Mechanics have reported cases where a car came in running perfectly, received an update overnight, and returned the next morning with a new fault code that did not exist before the update. The owner had not driven it. Nothing had physically changed. But the software now flagged a sensor that previously passed every check. And here is the part that should genuinely alarm anyone buying a car in 2026. Subscription features are already here. Heated seats are physically installed in the car, but they require a monthly payment to activate. Navigation systems can be locked behind annual fees. Enhanced acceleration modes can cost extra per month, even on vehicles that are mechanically capable of that performance straight from the factory. Industry analysts say the subscription model for in-car features is projected to generate billions globally within the next 5 years. The hardware is in the car. You paid for it when you bought the vehicle, but the software gatekeeps access. Because the software is updated remotely, features you have today could be modified, limited, or removed tomorrow. This is the future mechanics see coming, and most buyers do not. A car you own on paper, but do not fully control. A vehicle where the manufacturer remains a permanent gatekeeper between you and the machine you paid for. Every repair, every upgrade, every feature passes through a digital toll booth. And the financial impact on ordinary drivers is already showing. According to servicing cost data, the average independent garage repair bill for cars under 5 years old has risen by roughly 35% since 2020. It is not because labor costs jumped that much. The parts are more expensive, diagnostics require more time, and more jobs are being turned away entirely because the garage physically cannot complete the work without manufacturer access. The knock-on effect is brutal. Used car values for tech-heavy models are starting to drop faster once they leave the dealer network window. Buyers are catching on that a 7-year-old car loaded with paired components and sealed modules is a financial time bomb. The car might drive beautifully today, but the next repair bill could exceed its value. So what do you actually do if you are buying a car in 2026? Mechanics across the country are giving the same advice. Look at the repairability before you look at the spec sheet. Check whether the model uses parts pairing. Ask the dealer directly whether a windscreen replacement, a battery swap, or a headlight change requires proprietary software. If they hesitate or cannot answer, that tells you everything. Consider models that are one generation behind the latest tech cycle. A 2020 or 2021 version of the same car often has 90% of the features with none of the digital restrictions. The engine is the same, the platform is the same, the safety rating is nearly identical, but the repair ecosystem is still open. Prioritize brands that have committed to open diagnostic access. Some manufacturers have signed agreements with independent garage networks. Others have not. That information is available through trade bodies, and it should be part of your buying decision. And ask one question that most buyers never think to ask. Can this car be fully serviced by an independent mechanic 5 years from now? If the answer is not a clear yes, you are not buying a car. You are signing a long-term service contract with a manufacturer who already knows exactly how much your next repair will cost, because they are the ones who set the price.